There we go. Shabbat Shalom. Welcome, everyone. Those are all the words. Please join with us.
One more time around.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good evening. Welcome. We are so pleased to be able to welcome Shabbat on this beautiful evening, both in person and online. And let's take a moment to not only to enjoy this wonderful setting and this beautiful weather that we are enjoying, and take a moment to turn to the people next to you, in front of you, behind you, across the aisle. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom. If you don't know who they are, please introduce yourself to them.
You gotta do what you gotta do when you do very true. So Phyllis and I have some. And now we'll get to have dinner together too. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It's gonna be great. Oops.
All right. As we continue our welcome of Shabbat, we do so with the kindling of the Sabbath candles and the Kiddush, the blessing over the Sabbath wine, on page 2 and page 5 of the volumes that you have here at home. If you have the thicker volumes, page 120 and 123, I'd like to invite Fern and Michael Kamen to come forward to help lead us in these blessings. You have to hold the top piece down.
Okay. Defeated. Okay. No. Hold it down. There we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Almost. Yeah, there we go.
If you'll pour some of the grape juice into.
Can't drink it from the bottle.
No, it's good. It's good.
Oh, it's good. It's magic.
Sometimes you need to wait for Shabbat to happen.
It's magic.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
L'chaim. We continue with the Sabbath hymn, Lecha Dodi. You can find the words on page 20 or page 138 in the thicker volumes. We'll do the first 2 verses and then the last verse.
Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala panei panei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala panei panei Shabbat nikabela la la. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala panei panei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Hishmi'anu el ha'meyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad V'shemo tiferet v'litu la 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 Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki mikor habaracha Mirosh mikedem nesucha Sof ma'aseh v'machshava tchila la la Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom atzeret bala Gam b'simcha u'v'tzola Toch emunei on segula Boi chala Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela la la. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat likrat kala B'nei b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
I invite you to join me responsively on page 29. O God, you are as near as the very air we breathe. yet farther than the farthermost star.
Seek the light and warmth of your presence. Though we say you are near, we are lonely and alone.
Oh, let our desire be so strong that it will tear the veil that keeps you from our sight. Let your light release our darkness and reveal the glory and joy of your presence. We turn now to page 146 in our prayer books. And if you get at home, if you have the thicker volume, page 264, I invite you to rise as you are able for our call to worship. Baruch Hu. I invite you to join with me responsively on page 148. In each age, we receive and transmit Torah. At each moment, we are addressed by the world.
In each age, we are challenged by our ancient teaching. At each moment, we stand face to face with truth.
In each age, we add our wisdom to that which has gone before. At each moment, the knowing heart is filled with wonder.
In each age, the children of Torah become its builders and seek to set the world firm on a foundation of truth.
Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha uv'kshartam lehot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uv'isharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. Ani Adonai Elohechem. We continue responsively on page 151.
We worship the power that unites the universe, a promise of harmony for all.
Yet that oneness eludes our grasp as imperfection and evil abound.
Before our eyes, there is a vision of perfection, order, and goodness.
There is evil enough to break the hearts, and there is good enough to exalt the soul.
When will redemption come?
When we grant everyone what we claim for ourselves.
Long ago, we escaped the tyranny of Egypt. Our people saw the power of the Most High.
We learned God's presence redeems time and event, so we celebrate this power that makes for freedom. Yai dai dai la 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 la. Yai dai dai la 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 la. Yai dai la 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 la. Yai dai dai la 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 la. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot osei feleh. Nora tehilot osei feleh. Malachutecha ra'u v'necha. Bukei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze Elianu ve'amru. Ze Elianu ve'ameru. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Yai dai dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 yai dai 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 dai.
I invite you to join me on page 153 together. Give us a place to rest, O God. Shelter us in the long, soft evening shadows of your truth. You are our true protection and safety. In your presence we find love and acceptance. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. On page 154, we have the words Vishamru that remind us, as Echad Ha'am, the great Jewish poet and writer, he said that more than the children of Israel have kept the Sabbath, has the Sabbath kept the children of Israel. It's a time for us to take some rest, to do the work, as it were, that helps us to become re-ensouled, re-energized. It's a tremendous gift, this gift of time that we have each and every week, and all we have to do is to accept this great gift. Vishamru.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. La'asot et ha-Shabbat lidorotam. Berit olam beini uvein b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz uvayom hashvi'i Shabbat, Shabbat, vayinafash Shabbat, Shabbat, vayinafash.
The great sage was once asked, how do you get ready for prayer? How do you find that kavanah, that inner intention, that inner direction? And the sage replied to their students, well, I pray that I might be able to pray. And so we pray that we might be able to pray, beginning on page 155. I invite you to rise as you are able.
Adonai Satai Tiftach Adonai Satai Tiftach Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol Vezocher Chaste Avot Be'imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah Ata Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Ata Rav Lehoshia Morid Hatal Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim Somech Noflim Ve'rofeh Cholim Umatir Asurim Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar Michamocha Ba'al Gevurot Umido Melach Melech Memit Umechaye Umatzmiach Yeshua V'ne'eman Ata L'chachayot HaKol Baruch Atah Adonai Mechaye HaKol.
We invite you to take these next few moments for the prayers that are not necessarily written in our prayer books, but the prayers that we each can find written in our hearts in this moment of silent reflection. Page 164.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lecho HaShalom וחדור לכל השלום שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם תשים לעולם תשים לעולם
There are many among us, many friends, family members, maybe we ourselves, who are struggling in this moment, struggling for a measure of healing of body, healing of spirit. And we join together in this moment to send not only, bless you, to send not only our prayers, but to really send strength, to send a message that you are not alone, that you have a community that loves you and that supports you and that wants to help in any way that we can. And so in this moment, if there are people that you are especially thinking of who are in need of healing, I invite you, if you're comfortable, to rise as you are able and share the name or the names of the people that you are thinking of. And for those who are participating in our digital sanctuary, we invite you to share the names of the people that you are thinking of in the comment section. Sandy? As a community, we are especially thinking of Judy Bartell, Aileen Blum, Esther Brown, Harvey Ezrell, Sophie Gardner, Gail Garbarsky, Larry Cart, Jim Clapman, Jonathan Lavin, Asher Levin, Benita Lagaducci, Nicole and Michael McGovern, Betty Palis, Hershey Papadis, Mark Pierce, Ronald Rubin, Jackie Schiestel, Lindsay Smeagol, Jocelyn Snower, Katie Spiro, Patricia Weinfuss, Mark Weiss, Beth Weiner, George Wittenberg, Yisrael Gavriel, Ben Miriam Golda, Fred Yates, and Bob Young. You may find the Misha Berach Prayer for Healing on page 253 in your prayer books. We invite you to join together.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mikor HaBracha Le'imotenu May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mikor HaBracha Avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
We have so many opportunities to reach out and connect to one another through worship, certainly, through offering prayers of support and strength and healing, and also being with one another for special and wonderful milestones like birthdays. And we have some significant birthdays to celebrate. And as I was once corrected before, every birthday is a significant. So I'd like to invite Sheila Schlager to come forward, who is celebrating a significant milestone. It's the nice thing about movable seats. We can move them hither and yon. Hither and yon. So if you'll come here, watch the step on the carpet.
Ooh, thank you.
Hi. What a wonderful opportunity to celebrate
To be together again.
and to be together face to face in person, to have you here, to have Earl here as well, to be with friends that are veteran friends, friends that are newer friends as well, and to celebrate this significant moment, very significant moment. And I'm reminded that it is not the length of our years that is really of significance, that it's how we fill those years. And you have chosen to fill those years with tremendous affection, love, and care for family, for friends, and for our community. I remember when Kathy and I first came, and you and Barry embraced us with open arms and made our landing here at Temple Jeremiah soft and wonderful. And for that, we are forever grateful. But it's not just with us that you do it. It's with everyone who is privileged to be a part of your life. And we ask that God will continue to bless you with health, with strength, with happiness and joy. And may this new year of life for you be one of tremendous blessing, but just a taste of the wonderful years that are yet to come. May we be privileged to celebrate them together. And to this, let us say, Amen. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Stay right here.
Oh, okay.
Leslie Berman is celebrating a significant birthday, so we invite you to join us. It's the wonderful thing about movable seats. Everybody can move chairs and take them out of your way, put them back in your way. As Leslie, our tradition has this moment where when we reach a particular age, that it's as if we get to hit a reset button, right? Sounds good, right? Right? And it's not to erase everything that's come before, because there has been tremendous blessing, even as there have been challenges that have been met and overcome. But to take a moment to reflect and to see what have you learned? What is it that has brought you to this particular moment? And then reset and see how you can take that into the future. You have immersed yourself in Judaism through study, through becoming a bat mitzvah here at Temple Jeremiah as an adult with a group of friends, and you have continued to show that commitment and try and model that for all who are privileged to be a part of your circle. And we ask that God will continue to grant you great strength and wisdom, a thirst for learning and for life. May this year be one of joy, be one of health, be one of blessing, but just a taste of the wonderful years that are yet to come. May we all be privileged to celebrate them together. And to this, let us again say, Amen, happy birthday. And these are Shehechianu moments, moments that fill us with gratitude, and we're given the words of our tradition. Oh, wait, but there's more.
Wait, there's more. Oh, wow.
This is the third Friday of the month, which means that not only for Leslie and not only for Sheila, but for all of our July birthdays, we'd like to invite you to come forward for a July birthday blessing. It doesn't matter how many or how few birthdays have come and gone. Right, good. The statistics are that there are more than 4 people who had July birthdays. I once had to write a program in Fortran. Does anybody remember Fortran? Yes. To determine what's the fewest number of people that you can have in a room to have the greatest number of shared birth dates. You'll have to write your own program. 30. Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our mothers and our fathers, we thank you for our lives and for all that makes them good. We thank you especially for this moment of blessing, for this moment where we get to celebrate another year of life. May this new year of life granted to these your children be one of health and happiness, strength and joy. But may it just be a taste of the wonderful years that are yet to come. And we pray that we may all be privileged to celebrate them together. And to this we say Amen and happy birthday. And we have this prayer of gratitude. It's called Shechianu. And we invite you to all join together with us.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
I've been thinking a lot about words and how we use them, how we understand them. And what has stimulated me to be thinking about words is that we are beginning the book of Deuteronomy this week. And it begins with the words, Ela hadivarim asher diber Moshe l'chol b'nei Yisrael. That these are the words, these are the utterances that Moses spoke to the children of Israel. And as I pointed out in the Shabbat Shalom message in the e-news and a couple of the Divrei Torah that I've had a chance to deliver this week, what we would expect immediately following that statement, that verse, we would expect to get the content of what Moses shared with the children of Israel. Instead, we get a very specific identification of the time, that is the time that Moses is speaking to the children of Israel, how much time has passed since the Exodus, and standing right before they enter the Promised Land. It's 1 month, literally, before they are to enter the Promised Land without Moses, being led by Joshua. And of place, the specific place in which they are standing. I was thinking about this and thinking about what that adds to our understanding of what was going on then and how we should continue to be thinking today. That words have meaning in a particular time and place. And words can change their meaning as the time changes, as the place changes. And that we not only can take advantage of that, we have to also be open to that. Our prayer book, the prayer book that we're using right now, is a perfect example of that. The words have changed with the time and with the place. I still remember the Union prayer book. right? And I remember the way that the words were put together and the poetry of those words. Grant us peace, thy most precious gift, O thou eternal source of peace, right? And just, it comes back to me, right? Thou shalt love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy might, right? And sometimes if I'm not thinking about it and my mind is focused a little bit differently, I'll go back to those words and go back to a particular time and a particular place when those words were so very, very resonant for me. Well, the words have continued to change. The ideas that are contained within them, not necessarily, but how we frame them, how we understand them, how we use them continues to evolve. And it's nowhere truer than with our concluding prayers and with the one specific, the Aleinu. And so with your permission, I'd like for us to take a look at Aleinu. Page 282 is the Aleinu that we are most familiar with, right? The English is as follows. Let us now praise the sovereign of the universe and proclaim the greatness of the Creator who spread out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory, I'm reading the wrong one. Down at the bottom of the page. Let us now praise the sovereign of the universe and proclaim the greatness of the Creator who has set us apart from the other families of the earth, giving us a destiny unique among the nations. We bend the knee and bow, acknowledging the Supreme Sovereign, the Holy One of Blessing. Now, this English is tempered a little bit from the Hebrew, right? Shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, who did not make us like other people, right? And did not make our fate the same as theirs, right? How comfortable are we with that particular statement, right? Who did not make us like everybody else and did not make our fate the same as theirs. Are we still comfortable saying that? Yes? No? No, right? In the Hebrew, sometimes we get to hide behind it a little bit, but it does seem to be an exceptionalist statement, right? Not only did God not make us like other people, the implication here is that God made us better than other people. And it brings into that whole notion of chosenness and how we understand that and how we live that. And so the editors of this particular prayer book said, you know what? There is a power to the ancient words, and we can think about it differently. We don't necessarily have to change the words, but maybe there's another way of giving expression to the praise that we want to acknowledge, how we want to praise God in these concluding moments of our worship. So just above it, we have different words, right? Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol latet gedula liotzer breshit, same opening words, but here's where it changes. Shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed aretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, u'shchinatu zo b'gavhei meromim, hu Eloheinu ein od. So this is actually a part of a later section of Aleinu that we don't always get to, that I learned at first at camp, at Olin saying Ruby. It was actually Olin saying when I first went there, then Ruby got involved, and it became Masrui, and it was sung to a particular melody that someone once pointed out and ruined for me forever, that the melody was the Eensy Weensy Spider. Shehu noteh shamayim v'yosed haaretz u'moshav yikaro right? Okay, so right, it is, right? But here that in taking these words and acknowledging God as the Creator who spread out the heavens and established the earth, whose glory is revealed in the heavens above, and whose greatness is manifest throughout the world. You are our God, there is none else, right? So taking a much more universalist approach to this and praising God, who is literally the creator of all. And so you'll notice, and it is no accident, that this is actually the first choice, right, on the page. And so what do you think about changing these words? What do you think about all of this? Randy, I see your hand up. Really? Okay. Yeah, good. Other thoughts, responses, reactions? Not the spider song, yes, not the spider song. Yeah, Sarah. I'm going to move a little bit closer. I can't hear you, Sarah. There's a motorcycle barreling down some road, not Hap Road, but loudly nonetheless. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yeah, so acknowledging that we have different practices, we have a different history, we have a different philosophy, and that it's okay to be different and to embrace that difference in a positive way. Yeah, good. Other thoughts, comments? Yes, Liz. Yeah, that the fate being different, and yeah, that it can be a dark fate. Yeah, Jerry.
It's how we come to these words, I think. You bring with you a history when you say these words. And depending upon the experience, there was a rabbi in Auschwitz who said, if this is what it means to be chosen, please choose somebody else.
Yeah.
And the thought here is you have to bring with you a sense of the history of what was and where you stand today.
Yeah. Good. Other comments, thoughts, questions, challenges, rebuttals? So what I'd like to suggest, let's try it on. Let's try this Aleinu at the top of the page. Same melody, not the Incy Wincy Spider melody, but the same melody of Aleinu, and see how it feels to us as we... It is on page 282 at the top of the page, and I invite you to rise as you are able.
That's fine. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'tekidu l'leotzer breshit, shehu noteh shamayim v'yoser haaretz, u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al, u'shchinat uzo b'govhei meromim, hu Eloheinu ein od. Va'anachnu chorim u'mishtachavim u'modim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad ushemo echad.
Please be seated. Page 290. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be and oh to lose. A thing for fools this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me, your laugh once lifted me, your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. As we remember those who have passed on from this earth recently or at this season in years past, if it is your custom to do so, I invite you to rise as I share the name of your loved one. And for those participating in our digital sanctuary, we invite you to share the names of loved ones that you are thinking of in the comments section on the digital page. As a community, we mourn the recent passings of Dan Gordon, Larry Gordon, Rosalind Hamer, Fanny Crashen, and William Ross. We also call into our hearts the countless civilians killed this week in the crossfire of war, terror, and violence. And we remember the following as yahrzeits, the anniversary of whose death occurred this past week. Maggie Abrahams, Rhoda Edelstein, Rose Berkowitz, Adeline Brown, Nathan Burns, Stephen Cohen, Robert Cohn, Saul Daniels, Sarah Dexter, Jack Diamond, Eleanor Dolan, Ronald Dvorkin, Violet Evans, Harry Feldman, Roselle Garfield, Tim Gehrig, Gail Gelfand, Francis Gertz, Beth Hirschfield, Dorothy Kahn, Ethel Kamen, Phil Klinsky, Roberta Levy, Leonard Lenny Mactus, Jason Mogilner, Irvin Oppenheim, Alan Rabin, Boris Rabin, Sidney Rosenstein, Arthur Rothstein, Arthur J. Sabin, Betty Schiffman, L. Seiden, Robert Siegel, Raquel Tenenbaum, Estelle Kerman Troubeau, Tom Van Hoof, Francis Wachter, Frida Weisbach, Cecile Weitzenfeld, Harold Wise, and Jack Wolfson. Are there other names that we are remembering in this moment? Yes, Leslie?
Richard Houston.
Zichronam livracha, may the memory of the righteous always be for a blessing. And together as one family, I invite you to rise as you are able to join together in Kaddish Yatom, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, b'alma divrach lirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon, uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agalal uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam olmei olmaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal, shmei dekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, da'amiram be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'imru. Amen.
May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort to all who are bereaved among us. And together we say, Amen. Please be seated. Steve?
Shabbat Shalom
Shabbat Shalom.
on a absolutely beautiful evening. It's so great to see so many faces here. Steve Kleiman representing the Temple Jeremiah Board. First, a hearty Mazel Tov to Sheila and to Leslie on your big birthdays. Happy birthday. There's always a lot of activities at Temple, and the best source of finding those activities is to go on the Temple website. So you can see all the lists of activities that are going on and opportunities to participate. There's a few things of note that are coming up. This Sunday morning, the Brotherhood is sponsoring Kibitz and Bites. Kibitz and Bites. Kibitz. A chance to kibitz and eat at Max and Benny's at 9 o'clock in the morning and have breakfast on the Brotherhood. As you know, the big rage these days is pickleball. So Temple Jeremiah has jumped in the pickleball wagon Sunday night at Stonegate Park in Northbrook at 6 o'clock. The picklers are all welcome to show up and compete against your Temple Jeremiah brethren in pickleball. Very friendly game. Middle of next week on Wednesday, the rabbi is teaching a adult education course on Tisha B'Av. Which is with regard to the destruction of the first and second temple and his discussion on whether or not that's something to celebrate or something to be sad about. So that'll be interesting. And then on Thursday, although pickleball is very big, the biggest event coming up is on Thursday when we have the honor of having Governor Pritzker at Temple Jeremiah. So the governor will be here on Thursday at 6 o'clock for a program hosted by our very own State Senator Laura Fine. The focus of the program will be a discussion between the rabbi and the governor on what government can do to help keep our families safe from gun violence. So it should be a very interesting discussion. We hope that you all will attend. I encourage you to register in advance. You don't have to register in advance, but it'll save you when you come to Temple because otherwise you have to register when you show up to Temple. And the only other thing is I would encourage you, if you haven't yet, to please renew your membership for the upcoming year. That is it. Shabbat. If you're coming to dinner, Rabbi has parking passes for us. And I will collect mine right now. Very good. And that's all I have. So Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Enjoy the weekend.
Thank you, Steve. We're going to bring our worship to a close with a refrain of Oseh Shalom. We invite you to rise as you are able and remain standing for our closing blessing.
Shalom bimramav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, amen.
Brochim hayinu bevoenu, brochim nihiyeh b'tzeitenu. Blessed are we as we gather together to welcome Shabbat. Blessed may we be from this time and always. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat shalom.